continues with men's singles. The 2-seed Roscoe Bellamy,
game one. Time
excuse me, 2-seed Ben Johns taking on Roscoe Bellamy. Roscoe Bellamy will serve to start us off.
Point.
It's definitely weird to say that Ben Johns is the 2-seed. Feels like that's an error, but it is not.
Not an error. Federico Staxer saw him earlier as the top seed. But Roscoe Bellamy, we're already seeing it. Huge serve.
Huge.
Had a big win over Zane Ford, 12-10 in the third yesterday.
2-0.
Yeah, which he lost to the previous tournament, so they've had a couple battles.
What a start for Roscoe Bellamy, and he's got to have some confidence coming into this matchup, Thomas, because he did beat Ben Johns the last time they played in Las Vegas in October.
Yeah, which really is not that long ago.
Not long ago at all.
Stop play. Release
it's funny
too high.
because how, you know, with how many tournaments we have, how many events we have, it does feel like it was forever ago. But it really was not that long ago.
He's going to concede that.
Interesting, the referee just called an incorrect serve on Bellamy.
0-3.
But he ended up missing the serve, and Bellamy conceded it and gave Ben Johns a point. Anyway, so good sport, Roscoe.
Ben Johns, this is actually the first singles tournament Johns has played in 2025 and put forth just a clinical effort yesterday, double pickling Adam Harvey, a very good singles player in his own right.
Wow.
Point.
Yeah, but, you know, I think Ben just took a couple months off of singles. I mean, with the dude plays every final, almost every single tournament, you know, so just I understand needing a mental break. So a fresh Ben Johns is a scary Ben Johns, and that's exactly what we saw yesterday, not losing 1 point.
And we will get
5-0. Side out.
Also interesting to note here, John's playing with the Gen 2 Yola, but he's playing with the Gen 4 unreleased in doubles. So switching things up for singles.
Point.
Yeah, it's interesting just because the paddles are so wildly different.
Oh, yeah.
But if anyone can do it, Ben can do it.
1-5.
Of course, I mean, the number of titles, singles titles Ben has won with the paddle he's using right now.
Right.
I mean,
oh, Bellamy had the angle there, just a little bit too much side spin there from Ben Johns. But it's interesting too, because in progressive draws, I mean, Ben is going to play with the other Yola right after this.
Right.
So to use two completely different paddles, especially from a power perspective, not even close, in the same day is pretty amazing. I would want to stick with the same exact paddle no matter what.
Right. As Bellamy gets some love off the tape there. Bellamy with a 5-2 lead here in the opening game, taking advantage of some missed returns from Ben Johns. Bellamy frustrated with himself for that one. Had open court to work with on the backhand.
I mean, that's his bread and butter, though, hitting such a big serve followed by a rip forehand. That's what he wants to do all day long, and he's been getting it so far. Just needs to execute on that last shot.
Side out.
Return right on the line from Bellamy.
(5-2). Side out.
Bellamy been stuck on 5 for a few service rotations here. John's looking to work his way back into things.
I think he won the first 5 points in 5 seconds.
Right, basically.
And then Ben has kind of woken up. Kind of.
Side out.
Yeah. Emphasis on the kind of. Right.
5-2. Let. 5-2. Point.
Another huge serve from Bellamy. He's just committed to hitting a huge serve to Ben's backhand. He's staring at that spot before he hits it. Ben knows it's coming,
6-2.
but it's just so big and heavy that it's still effective. Gosh, he earns another weak return. Just, I mean, I understand you're getting excited, right? Like you're playing well, you have a 6-2 lead on Ben Johns. But those, it's just, you have to force yourself, if you can, just have the discipline to not overcook those and just hit a smooth shot to the open court. Then it's a clean winner.
Nice change up there from Johns.
Point.
Went from dropping those backhands, then drove that one. Bellamy unable to react in time to the change in pace.
3-6. Point.
I mean, Bellamy's getting some good looks here, man.
Especially, I mean, he didn't follow in the return to the kitchen line either, so he kind of invited Johns
4-6.
up and had a good look, like you said, Thomas, at the passing shot.
But his errors.
Point. Time in. 5-6. Point.
Misfires there, trying to look like he was playing with small margins. I don't think you're probably not going to hit a
6-6.
winner from that position, taking that bounce or that drop on the bounce. But
Point.
Oof, great ball.
wow. Ben, we saw it earlier with Federico Saxford as well. Just it doesn't take a whole lot for Ben Johns to turn it on, but when he does, you know it.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben is a notorious slow starter,
7-6.
obviously, but has turned it on quickly here.
Point.
See, even that, I mean, it's a decent drop from Ben, but with the reach, Bellamy's still making contact there with the ball slightly above the net.
8-6.
The majority of the points here are unforced errors from Bellamy. I think he's just putting a little bit, like you said, too small in margins, putting too much pressure on these shots. Oh, he was there.
Point.
He was there early. He read it. Ben just kind of settled in here.
9-6.
9-6.
Side out.
As far as there, Bellamy with another chance. The thing is here, it feels like, you know, with how well Bellamy serves, you kind of assume he's going to get at least 1 point every time he gets the serve. At least 1 point, right? And so,
Point.
There you go.
you know, that just puts more pressure on Johns when he has the serve. Knowing that, you know, you kind of have to do a lot when you have the serve in your possession.
7-9. Side out.
Can't do that, though, if that's your bread and butter.
Yeah, it's interesting that his errors are almost all in the net. Obviously, you don't want that,
9-7.
easier said than done, but I do like that he's still, I mean, he still had a lot of pace on that serve. He's committed to.
Side out.
Oh, got a favor back from Ben. He'll take it.
Yep. Got dueling missed serves here. Like dueling
7-9.
pianos, but dueling missed serves on grandstand.
We need some pianos, man.
I'm glad that's what you got from that statement.
Side out.
Just envisioned us playing the
Yeah,
piano.
exactly right. We're keeping things fun here.
9-7.
9-7 here for Johns.
Side out.
See, that's just, you know, bigger margins, hit to the open court. You don't have to go for small targets. Good job there by Roscoe.
Seven, 9. Side out.
That one just long there from Bellamy. Didn't miss it in the serve that time, so I guess
9-7.
You're calling an error
At
and
least he got
improvement.
under that one.
Right.
Agreed. Ooh.
Point. Game point.
That's the pressure that Johns puts on you. Makes you feel like you have to hit a winner from the kitchen because you don't want to get into a
10-7.
cat and mouse rally. But game point here for the number 2 seed.
Side out.
Yeah, Ben never looks too excited on the court except when somebody hits a drop shot and brings him up to net because he's about to play a cat and mouse point.
Exactly.
7-10.
He can't contain himself.
Side out.
There we go.
It's just crazy. I mean, like,
Game point.
Roscoe put pressure on himself because of the presence of Ben. Like, you're in a cat and mouse point
10-7.
against Ben Johns. You feel like a fish out of water automatically. I mean, Ben did nothing special with that, but Roscoe felt like he had hit a perfect shot somehow. Oh,
Side out.
off the tip of the paddle.
Hey, you know, you use the whole paddle.
I mean,
you know, you pay for the whole paddle.
Exactly. Ben not too happy with that one.
7-10.
Just long
Point.
from Ben Johns. He had the angle though. Waited till the last second, just pushed it long.
Bellamy now within 2, not
8-10.
going away. 8-10.
That last point was all set up by his serve, like we saw at the beginning of game 1.
Side out. Game point.
And Johns with another game point. I think he's had 3 or 4. Bellamy's done a nice job of staying in
10-8.
this game.
Point game 11-8.
And Ben Johns
Timeout,
closes
Jen, 2
out
minutes.
game 1, 11-8. Was down 0-5 or 2-6.
This side of the court, and I've felt that every single time
2-0.
I've ever played Ben Johns, and it doesn't really go away.
Side out.
You've also got to think that that pressure exists also when you're playing with Ben Johns.
For sure.
Probably on the same doubles team as well. I can only imagine.
0-2.
He hasn't asked me to play a tournament yet. May happen soon.
Check your spam.
Yeah, right.
Point.
Good back in there by Bellamy. Yeah, but there really is the Ben Johns effect, man. It's like me and Viv will, when we play, we do well and get to the semis or finals or something, play Ben and Annalie, and like
1-2.
literally forget how to play pickleball and just get absolutely embarrassed. And, you know, I swear we're good.
I promise.
Point. Two.
Knotted up at 2 here.
Side out.
Like Bellamy had a chance to take that last shot out of the air, instead chose to
Yeah.
move back.
Just second guessed it a bit, but I do like the pace and tempo of those few passing shots. You know, in game 1, he overhit, you know, several sitters. But that time, you know, he's hitting 60–70%, not trying to win it in one shot.
Point.
And Ben just hit a 1-mile-per-hour winner passing shot, and only he can do that.
The ankle breaker.
Those are
Ben
tough to swallow.
Johns. Oh, yeah.
3-2.
It's only worth 1 point on the scoreboard, but
Thankfully.
Point.
hurts the pride a little bit.
Yeah.
As you see there with the missed return immediately following it.
Four two. Side out.
I mean, Ben is really the only player now that's consistently hitting drops for thirds and singles.
Not even hybrids, they're just drops.
They're straight up drops. He's committed to
2-4.
old school pickleball, and it's still working.
Side out.
Hence him using a quote-unquote older paddle,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
4-2.
People who've been playing for, you know, less than a year see that, they're like, well, I've never seen that paddle
I
before.
know. In
Point.
pickleball years, it is very
Yeah,
old.
Right. With all the paddle technology, how many new releases you see every month.
Changing weekly.
course.
6-2.
John's 6-2 now.
Oh my gosh.
Point. Excuse me, side out.
Effortless from Roscoe Bellamy.
Not
on
even
the
a
run.
smile from Roscoe. Come on, man. You know he's smiling
2-6.
inside. That was crazy. Nice.
Point.
There we go. There's some energy.
Doing it from both ends now.
Roscoe just needs to carry that momentum.
Still hasn't. Has he smiled yet?
3-6.
No.
I don't think so. All right. That's our goal for game 2.
Side out.
Yeah, he has missed a few too many missed serves. You know, it's okay to miss a couple, especially
When you
in
serve
singles.
like he does.
Right, but
6-3.
it's been a few too many. Ooh.
Side out.
He had too many options there, did Ben Johns.
3-6. Point.
That's what we saw early in game 1. Big serve, followed by a big forehand. Bread and butter.
Cuts the lead to just 2.
4-6.
Not out of it yet.
Point.
I mean, that one magical shot he hit a few points ago has changed his entire demeanor. And that's the toughest part about playing him, playing Ben
5-6.
Johns. It's a slow death. I mean, you
Right.
just get, I don't understand. It's like you get into his world, and it's a slow death. But you have to force
Side out.
yourself to stay out of it.
It's almost like that one forehand kind of reminded Bellamy of what he's capable of
Right.
when he's playing his own game and not
6-5.
following John's
I think that's exactly what he's telling himself in his head right now. He's like, you know, play your style, even though Ben's playing slow. Roscoe needs to play big. Scary territory here for Roscoe.
Yep.
Point.
He went for it just wide.
Yeah, just the second you see the drop, it looks like it wasn't even fully committed.
Yeah, but see on those, like
7-5.
when Ben was back, Roscoe invited him in.
Side
Ben
out.
is so good at cat and mouse, you never want to bring him in.
Right.
And even though a drop shot may seem like a good shot, Ben gets so excited. He's like, okay, perfect, sounds good.
Right.
I'll be right there.
Yeah,
And then he wins a
exactly.
point 9 out of 10 times.
5-7. Side out.
So, question, Thomas, do you think Roscoe needs to just continue pulling triggers? Like going for winners from the baseline?
I mean,
7-5.
normally I'd say no, but in this scenario, I think given his skill set and this match, I'd say yes. I mean, that's the only success he's had, really, is playing aggressive.
Side out.
Because anything slow, Ben is in complete control.
Right.
I think Ben's just a little bit better mover, even. So Roscoe just has to kind of rely on his power here.
5-7.
5-7.
And
Point.
some net cords thrown in.
Yep. He will
It's a nice recipe for a win.
not complain about that.
Six, 7. Side out.
Just what a return from Johns, really absorbing the pace of that serve and just redirecting it.
Seven, 6. Side out.
Yeah, Roscoe needs to fight and stay positive like he is there. Just got to will the energy because Ben is silent. He doesn't give you anything to feed off of or work
6,
off
7.
of, play slow. So it's so easy to get in that same tempo. But for a player like Roscoe, you have to
Point.
force the energy. It's the only chance.
Right. Now all tied up. 7-all.
7-7.
Beautiful
Point.
backhand from Roscoe Bellamy.
And Johns puts his hands up, like
Too
frustrated. I don't know what I can do. And it's in these tight moments where that belief is so important, and the fact that Bellamy beat Johns the last time they were on the
8-7.
court together, that's
You know
got
that's
to
in
give
Ben's
him
mind.
that in abundance, that belief.
Side out.
Ooh, just wide.
And it could potentially be in Johns' mind, as well as he's trying to close out this match.
7-8.
He's kind of fallen flat here a little bit in the middle stages of game 2.
Got to keep Ben back here. Anytime he's moving forward, it's over.
Right. Eight all now.
8-8.
Oh,
Point.
sneaks it in the corner. It's a great return by Roscoe, though.
Roscoe says, too good.
And it was.
9-8.
It was. Just the truth of it.
There you go.
Side out.
Very pretty.
See, I mean, even as something as small as like he grunted on that return, that means he's into it, he's energetic, he's focused.
8-9.
Still invested in the match.
Yeah. Gosh, this is
Side
great
out.
court coverage from Ben Johns.
It looked like, I mean, Bellamy went up the line again. It looked like he had a beat. I thought he was going to hit another winner because he's hit 3 or 4
9-8.
winners
Yeah.
off of that shot.
Oh, I think
Side out.
Roscoe thought he missed it, but then I think it caught.
He's
I think it surprised both players.
right. Yeah, Johns was.
All right, timeout for
You're going to
Bellamy.
take your time out.
But he's about to realize, I don't think he has one.
You only have
he called
one.
one at
You already
2-6,
taken
I
it.
believe.
Oh, you're right.
Right? So just here on Grandstand, where we do have video challenges, only one timeout per game.
8-9.
He was just testing the ref.
Yeah. Make sure he's paying attention.
Yeah.
Side out.
And
Oh,
foot
wow.
fault.
A foot fault on the serve.
Bellamy
How?
at
Free,
Like,
8-9.
you're free to challenge that.
back into
Time
it,
in.
Right.
finding the energies as an
9-8.
unforced error.
Point.
Bellamy says, so good, Ben.
Match
You got to
point.
agree.
Yeah, I mean, if you're hitting a winner on a guy with
6'4".
6'5" wingspan,
10-8.
yeah,
Right.
it's pretty perfect.
Match point here for Ben Johns.
Point
And
game match.
that is going to do it, Ben Johns. Moving on to the men's singles quarterfinals. A hard-fought victory over Roscoe Bellamy, 11-8.